Assalamu alaikum. In today's video we will see how to set up Raspberry Pi first time. For this purpose we have to configure operating system of Raspberry Pi in its memory card, and also we will see how to remote connection with the Raspberry Pi and laptop. For this purpose we must have to have these hardware. First of all, Raspberry Pi, any Raspberry Pi you can use for this purpose. I have Raspberry Pi 4 with 8 GB RAM. As you can see here, it has two HDMI port, one power port, speaker, Ethernet port, USB 3.0 and 2.0 to connect with the keyboard and mouse, etc. Also, I have a cover for this Raspberry Pi to make it safe and cold. Also, you will need a memory card. Minimum 8 GB memory card is needed. I have 64 GB memory card. Also, you will need a charger, a good charger to power up the Raspberry Pi. So these all things are necessary to set up Raspberry Pi for first time and to connect remotely with the help of SSH and VNC viewer. So let's get started and do the software part for this project. Let's move to the software part. So as we have already discussed that what hardware we will be needed to configure Raspberry Pi. Now let's move to the software part. So for the software part you will need Raspberry Pi operating system, you will need PuTTY software, you will need VNC viewer. So first of all we will download all these softwares so that we can start our work smoothly. So for the Raspberry Pi operating system, we will search Raspberry Pi OS on Google, and on the first tab you will find Raspberry Pi operating system. Install Raspberry Pi operating system using Raspberry Pi Imager. So you can also download Raspberry Pi operating system, and you if you want to manually install, and if you want to install Raspberry Pi operating system by its imager, then you will select this option. So we are going to install operating system with the help of imager. So with this link, if you are using Windows system, you can download the operating system. As I have already downloaded the operating system imager, so I will not download again. Here it is. You can see the imager of Raspberry Pi. You must have to install the imager. So this is installing imager. The second software you will need is PuTTY software. This will help to connect Raspberry Pi with my laptop using SSH. So to get the PuTTY software, go to the Google and search PuTTY, and you will find on the first link you will find PuTTY software. So this is the downloading option, and as I am using Windows system, then select this option for the PuTTY software. I have already downloaded it, so I am not again downloading the PuTTY software. Here it is, my PuTTY software, and here you can see Raspberry Pi imager is installed. Click finish, and it will open the Raspberry Pi imager, as you can see here. Here it is. So this is the Raspberry Pi imager. From this, with the help of this imager, you can write operating system on Raspberry Pi memory card, and that memory card will be inserted on the Raspberry Pi to run the Raspberry Pi operating system on Raspberry Pi. We will also need the PuTTY software. So this is PuTTY software, and the location is C. I'm going to install it on my C drive. It is asking me the permission. So now the PuTTY software is also installed, as you can see here, PuTTY. This is the PuTTY software. Here it is. So we will use it later. Now this is the Raspberry Pi imager. We will work on it for now. I am going to insert my memory card. Here it is. I have, as you can see here, it is connected. First of all, choose storage. This is my SD card. Be careful with the storage. I'm going to install Raspberry Pi OS 32-bit, which is recommended. So I am selecting this and writing it on this memory card first, and also you will have to set some settings to enable the SSH, and you must have to put your LAN credentials to connect Raspberry Pi with your remote desktop. So for this purpose you will press Shift Control X. You will press Shift Control X, and it will open this window for the work. So set hostname Raspberry Pi .local. You can also change this hostname. This is Raspberry Pi .local. Enable SSH. Use password authentication. Allow public key authentication only. So we will use password key authentication. Username is Pi, and password is Raspberry. Configure wireless network. As you can see here, it has already detected my internet connection. As you can see here, I have connected with YAM network 82107 0345291246. Here it is, and the password is, I will put my password here. So now there are some more settings which we are not changing for now, and click save. Now what it will do, it will automatically create the SSH file on your memory card, which will access by the Raspberry Pi on starting, and enable us to connect the Raspberry Pi remotely with the help of PuTTY and VNC Viewer. So I am going to write this. You can also select this window by clicking on this setting page and click write. It is just prompting that make sure you want to do this on the same SD card. Click yes. It will take some time to establish all the file, to configure all the file on the memory card, and then we will put this memory card in our Raspberry Pi and do the next processes. Now as you can see here, it is now completed. The operating system has been written to the SD card. Click continue, and the purpose of this imager is now completed. Now what you have to do, you have to take out the SD card from your laptop and put it on your Raspberry Pi and start your Raspberry Pi, and I will let you and then we will see the next step to connect with the remote desktop. Now I have connected my memory card with on Raspberry Pi, and let's move to the next step. So now you have to find the IP of your Raspberry Pi. For this you will need a software called IP scanner. This is free software. You can click on this advanced IP scanner link and go to the download. It will now it is now downloading IP scanner software. So I will install this IP scanner software on my laptop, and you must have to do the same and find the IP address of Raspberry Pi. The installing steps are as follows: accept the agreement and click install. Yes, it is extracting file. Run IP scanner. Yes, run IP scanner, because I want to search the IP. So how you will search the IP of your Raspberry Pi? Go to the search bar and go to so how you will find the IP of your Raspberry Pi? Press Window plus R. It will open the if you open command prompt and write cmd here and click OK, it will open the command prompt. Now search IP config. Here it is. You can see the IP address of my laptop and my gateway is here. So copy this IP 192.168.1.1 192.168.1.1 dash 254. So you must have to add this dash 254 because it will search all the subnet which is coming in this range from 1 to 254. Scan the gateway, make sure that your internet connection is working properly, and also Raspberry Pi is on. Only in this way it will search Raspberry Pi, otherwise it will not search Raspberry Pi because internet connection missing. So here it is. As you can see here, this is the Raspberry Pi IP address. There are multiple ways to find the IP address of Raspberry Pi. The suitable and the easiest way is with the help of IP scanner. Otherwise you can also search by your modem, but for that you have to know the password and username of your modem, and then you can search the IP address from there too. So here it is. I have IP address of Raspberry Pi. Copy this IP address and open PuTTY. As you know, we have already installed the PuTTY. Paste the IP address here. You can search. You can also save the IP address by giving the name. So click open. Now it is asking me the login of Raspberry Pi. So the Raspberry Pi login, default login is Pi, and now it is asking me the address. The default IP address is Raspberry, RASPBERRY, and click OK. Now it is now entered the Raspberry Pi system. Now search sudo space raspi dash config raspi config, enter. Now it has now opened the setting page of Raspberry Pi. Now you have to move to interface option and go to the SSH. Go to SSH and enable the SSH. It is asking me, do you want to enable the SSH? So yes, I want to enable the SSH. Click OK. Also again go to the interface option and go to the VNC option, and it is asking me, do you want to enable the VNC? Yes, I want to enable the VNC because I will later connect my Raspberry Pi with the help of my laptop, remote laptop. So also you must have to set display option. If you do not set the display, then it will show black screen on your VNC. So I am selecting 1024. You can select according to your screen size, and now click finish. Would you like to reboot now? Yes, I would like to reboot now. So click on this. Now till Raspberry Pi is rebooting, we have to install the we have to install the VNC viewer. So search on Google VNC viewer download. Click on the first link. Click on the now go to the VNC viewer page. Here it is, and download the VNC viewer. As I have already downloaded the VNC viewer, here it is, and you must have to install the VNC viewer. Click OK. I have already installed the VNC viewer. That is why it will ask me. It is asking me to change, repair, or remove. If you are installing the VNC viewer first time, then these option will not appear, and the only installing option will be appear. So the installation of VNC viewer is pretty straightforward. So you can install it by yourself. Now as my Raspberry Pi is reboot, go to the real VNC viewer. My suggestion for you is to make a account on real VNC viewer, I have already set up my account, and on that account I have multiple VNC files. So if you are using if you are connecting your Raspberry Pi first time, then you must have to enter the IP address of your Raspberry Pi, which was 192.168.1.105. so click enter, and now it is asking me the username and password. Username is Pi and my password is RASPBERRY, which is a default password. So click OK. So here it is, the Pi is now connected, and you can see it is prompting me to change the password. So in this way you can set up Raspberry Pi first time, and you can use it according to your need.